Yes. C gets 3 times the amount that B gets. If B gets 100 rupees, what is the amount that should be received by C here? 3 times of that. මෙයාට 100ක් ලැබෙනවා නම් මෙයාට ඒ වගේ 3 ගුණයක්. ඒ කියන්නේ කීයද? 300ක්. මෙයාට 1000ක් ලැබෙනවා නම් මෙයාට 3000ක්. මෙයාට රුපියලක් ලැබෙනවා නම් මෙයාට රුපියල් 3ක්. Always C should get 3 times the amount that B gets. So those are the two conditions. So by complying with these two conditions, we need to divide this 5,670 rupees among A, B, and C. Right. Right. A is there, B is there, and C is there. What is the first condition here? What is the first condition here? B get twice the amount that A gets. B ට A ට ලැබෙන වගේ දෙගුණයක්. A ට වගේ දෙගුණයක් ලැබෙන්න ඕන B ට. So let's assume the amount here. B should get the twice the amount that A gets. මෙයාට ලැබෙනවා වගේ දෙගුණයක්. මෙයාට 100 නම් මෙයාට 200යි. මෙයාට 200 නම් මෙයාට 400යි. Right? B should get twice the amount that A gets. If it is so, if A gets an amount worth of X, what should be the amount received by B here? Yes. Yes, 2 times of this, 2 times into X, that is what? 2X. 2X. Right? So that is what it says under the first condition here. Then the second one is what? C gets 3 times the amount that B gets. B ට ලැබෙනවා වගේ 3 ගුණයක් C ට. Right? B ට ලැබෙනවා වගේ 3 times should be received by C here. So now this is the amount that B gets, that is 2x. In a මේ වගේ 3 ගුණයක් කියලා කියන්නේ කීයක්ද? 2x into 3, that is 6x. So this is the amount that is going to be received by A. This is the amount that is going to be received by B, and this is the amount that is going to be received by C. If we sum these up, that should be equals to what? The total amount is 5,670 rupees. So we can simplify this. 6x plus 2x, 8x, 8x plus x, that is 9x, equals 5,670. Divide both sides by 9. So 9 to 9 we can cancel. Therefore, x equals to what? X equals to what? Yes, x equals to 5,670 divided by 9. That is 630. 630. Therefore, what is the amount that should be received by A here? එහෙනම් A ට කීයක් ලැබෙන්න ඕනද? A should get an amount worth of x. The value of x we have found to be 630. Therefore, A should get 630 rupees. What about B here? B ට කොච්චරක් ලැබෙන්න ඕනද? 2x. 2 times x. 2 times into the value of x is 630. So that is in rupees here. 630 into 2, that is 1,260 rupees. C should get what? An amount worth of 6x. 6 times into x. 6 times into the value of x is 630. So in total, what should be the amount? 630 into 6, that is 3,780 rupees. Right. So this is how we can distribute this amount, 5,670 among A, B, and C. A should get 630 rupees, B should get 1,260 rupees, and C should get 3,780 rupees. Right. So are you clear with this one? Shamoti, Dinusha, Shan, Johnny, are you okay?
Okay, sir.
Right. So then let's move to part B. Right. I'm not going to save this one. No? Right. Part B. Right. Part B. It says what? We need to find the age, right? See, A's percentage is 3 times B's percentage. A's percentage is 3 times B's percentage. ඒ කියන්නේ A ගේ වයස B ගේ වයස වගේ කී ගුණයක්ද? 3 ගුණයක්. If B's percentage is 15 years, what should be the A's percentage? That should be 3 times of it, 45. Right? If B's percentage is 20 years, what should be the A's percentage? B ගේ වර්තමානයේ වයස අවුරුදු 20 නම් A ගේ වයස කීයක් වෙන්න ඕනද? ඒ වගේ 3 ගුණයක් 60ක් වෙන්න ඕන. එහෙනම් හැමතිස්සෙම at the present what is the condition? Right? What characteristic is there? Always A's percentage is 3 times of B's percentage. B ගේ වර්තමාන වයස වගේ 3 ගුණයක් කාගේ වර්තමාන වයසද? A ගේ වර්තමාන වයස. Then it says what? 5 years ago. අවුරුදු 5කට කලින්. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙයා දැන් වයස 20යි නම් අවුරුදු 5කට කලින් කියලා කියන්නේ 15යි. මෙයා දැන් අවුරුදු 10 නම් අවුරුදු 5කට කලින් කියලා කියන්නේ අවුරුදු 5යි. මෙයා දැන් වයස අවුරුදු 18 නම් අවුරුදු 5කට කලින් කියලා කියන්නේ අවුරුදු 13යි. So 5 years ago, what it says, A's age was 4 times B's age. අවුරුදු 5කට කලින් මෙයාලා දෙන්නගේ වයස කම්පෙයාර් කරොත් B ගේ වයස වගේ 4 ගුණයක් කාගේ වයසද? A ගේ වයස. දැන් මෙයාලා දෙන්නගේ වයස ගත්තොත් B ගේ වයස වගේ 3 ගුණයක් A ගේ වයස. අවුරුදු 5කට කලින් මෙයාලගේ වයස වල නම් බැලුවොත් මොකද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? B ගේ වයස වගේ 4 ගුණයක් A ගේ වයස. Right. If it is so, we need to find what? We need to find the present age of A. එහෙමනම් A ගේ වර්තමාන වයස කීයද? That is what we need to find. A's percentage is 45. Yes, here the correct answer should be 45. But A, where is B? Yes, present age of A is 45 years. Good. So let's take it here. Right. Again, we are dealing with 2 people called A and B. Give me a second. Right. B. A and B are there. A is here and B is here. Right. A and B. What is the present condition? වර්තමානයේදී මෙයාලගේ වයස් වල ගැන මොකද්ද කියන්නේ? A's percentage is 3 times B's percentage. If B's percentage, if we assume it as X, B ke vartamana X unotin, A ke vartamana vayasa kiyak wenna onde? A wage 3 ගුණයක්. 3 times of this. It means what? 3x. Can we put equal here? Does x equals to 3x? Can we put equal here? Can or can't? මෙයාට මෙයා සමානයි කියලා අපිට දාගන්න පුළුවන්ද? පුළුවන්ද බැරි? We can't, right? X does not equals to 3x. X, right? A's percentage is 3 times of B's percentage, right? So we cannot put equal here. නේද? ඒ කියන්නේ මොකද? මෙයාගේ වයස 10 නම් මෙයාගේ වයස 30යි. මේ දෙන්න කොහොමද සමාන වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Okay. Right. Then we are given a situation which is 5 years ago. 5 years ago. 5 years ago, what has happened? A's age was 4 times B's age. අවුරුදු 5කට කලින්. අවුරුදු 5කට කලින්. Here I will take some numeric examples A and B. Right? If B's percentage is, let's assume it as 20. I'm just taking a figure here. If B's percentage is 20, what should be the A's percentage? B ගේ වර්තමාන වයස 20 නම් A ගේ වර්තමාන වයස කීයක් වෙන්න ඕනද? මේ වගේ 3 ගුණයක්. අවුරුදු ඒ කියන්නේ කීයක්ද? 60ක්. 5 years ago කිව්වොත් B ගේ වයස කීයද? How we can take that? 20 minus 5, that is 15. So how we have taken this one? 20 minus 5. From the percentage, we need to deduct 5. What about the A's age 5 years ago? That is 55. කොහොමද 55 කියලා අපි කියන්නේ? percentage එකෙන් percentage එකෙන් අපි 5ක් අඩු කරන්න ඕනේ. ඇයි 5ක් අඩු කරන්නේ? 5 years ago. අවුරුදු 5කට කලින් නම් දැන් ඉන්න වගේ දැන් තියෙන වයසට වඩා අවුරුදු 5ක් අඩුවේ. Right? 5 years ago. So the same thing will apply here. 5 years ago, what about the A's percentage? අවුරුදු 5කට කලින්, 5 years ago, what about the age of A? අවුරුදු 5කට කලින් A ගේ වයස කොහොමද වෙන්න ඕනේ නම්? මෙන්න වර්තමාන වයස 3x. එහෙනම් මීට වඩා 5ක් අඩු වෙන්න ඕනේ. This is the percentage of A, that is 3x. 5 years ago means what? We need to deduct another 5 from this. So this is the age of A 5 years ago. Then what about B? 5 years ago, what is B's age? That is from the percentage, which is x here, we need to deduct 5. Right? 5 years ago. The ages of A and B. Can we put equal here now? Can we put equal here?
Can't.
We can't, right? See these figures, 55 and 15. This is like 15 and this is like 55. We cannot put equal here, right? So these two are not equal. But what it says here in the next sentence, see, A's age was 4 times B's age. අවුරුදු 5කට කලින් A ගේ වයස B ගේ වයස වගේ 4 ගුණයක්. අවුරුදු 5කට කලින් A ගේ වයස B ගේ වයස වගේ 4 ගුණයක්. මෙන්න අවුරුදු 5කට කලින් දෙන්නගේ වයස්. B's age 5 years ago is x minus 5. A's age 5 years ago is 3x minus 5. If we multiply this one, B's age 5 years ago by 4, then it should equals to what? The age of A 5 years ago. නේද? අවුරුදු 5කට කලින් A ගේ වයස B ගේ වයස වගේ 4 ගුණයක්. right? එහෙනම් මෙන්න B ගේ වයස x - 5 කියලා කියන්නේ අවුරුදු 5කට කලින් B ගේ වයස. 3x - 5 කියලා කියන්නේ අවුරුදු 5කට කලින් A ගේ වයස. එතකොට B ගේ වයස අපි 4ෙන් වැඩි කළොත් ඒක සමාන වෙන්න ඕන කාටද? අවුරුදු 5කට කලින් A ගේ වයසට. So this is the equation that we can derive based on these given information. Right. So let's solve this one. 3x minus 5 equals 4 into x minus 5. We don't want to see figures within brackets, so we need to remove them. Then 3x minus 5 equals what? 4x minus 20. Take this 3x to this side, then it will become x. Take this minus 20 to the other side, it will become plus 20. Plus 20 minus 5, that is 50. X equals 15. But this is not what they have asked for. අපිට අහන්නේ x වල අගයක් නෙවෙයි. අපෙන් අහන්නේ මොකද්ද? The present age of A. Therefore, the present age of A, right? The present age of A should be equals to what? So A की वर्तमान वयस, right? This is present age of A, that is what? 3x. So it should be what? 3 times x. 3 times 15, that is what? 45 years. 45 years should be the final answer, right? In the exam, if you have stopped from this point, then you are not going to get the full marks, right? අපෙන් ගානේ අහන්නේ ඒකේ වර්තමාන වයස අපි මෙතෙන්ට ඇවිල්ලා නවත්තලා තිබ්බොත් මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ? අපිට exam එකේදී full marks හම්බ වෙන්නේ. And if this question was for 5 marks, you will get, right, maybe 2 to 3 marks only. You are not going to get the full marks. So we need to specifically answer for what they have asked for. Right. So with part B, are you okay? Roshan?
Okay, sir.
Right. Okay. That is part B. Then we'll move to part C. Part C. But it says similar to part A, right? Part C is more similar to part A here. But we need to do, again, we need to divide an amount among 3 people, right? This time we need to divide 1,388 rupees among 3 persons called Amal, Bimal, and Chami. Let's call them A, B, and C. Amal, Bimal, and Chami. So that Amal gets, condition is there. Amal should get what? Amal gets 370 rupees less than the amount that Bimal gets. Bimalට ලැබෙනවට වඩා 370ක් අඩුවෙන් තමයි කාට ලැබෙන්න ඕනද? අමල්ට ලැබෙන්න ඕන. Bimalට ලැබෙනවට වඩා 370ක් අඩුවෙන් අමල්ට ලැබෙන්න ඕන. Amal gets 370 rupees less than the amount that Bimal gets. So that is condition number 1. And the second condition is what? Chamil's share is 110 rupees more than the twice the amount that A gets. Aට ලැබෙනවට වඩා දෙගුණයටත් වඩා තව 110ක් වැඩියෙන් කාට ලැබෙන්න ඕනද? Chamilට ලැබෙන්න ඕන. Chamil's share is 110 rupees more than twice the amount that A gets, right? If A gets 100 rupees, what should be the amount received by Chamil here? As per this condition, the second condition they have put on. Second condition එකේ විදියට Aට නැත්නම් අමල්ට රුපියල් 100ක් ලැබෙනවා නම් Chamilට කීයක් ලැබෙන්න ඕනද? Yes, 110 more than the twice of that amount. If A gets 100 means twice of that amount means 200, and we need to add 110 rupees additionally as well. So if A gets 100 rupees, we should get how much? 310 rupees. Aට ලැබෙනවා වගේ දෙගුණයටත් වඩා තවත් 110ක් වැඩි Chamilට. Right. So let's get more clear on these conditions. So again, we have A, B, and C. Right. See the first condition, Amal gets 370 rupees less than the amount that Bimal gets. So we have to assume the amount received by B as X. So Bimal as X. B ට ලැබෙන්නේ X කියලා amount එකක් කියලා අපි assume කළොත් what should be the amount received by A here? Yes, that should be 370 rupees less than the amount that B gets. B ට ලැබෙනවට වඩා 370ක් අඩු වෙනවා. So then how we can represent it over here? මෙයාට ලැබෙන ගාන පෙන්නන්නේ කොහොමද එහෙනම්? B ට ලැබෙනවට වඩා 370ක් අඩු. That is X minus 370. Right. So that is condition number 1. Then the second condition is what? Chamil's share is 110 rupees more than twice the amount that A gets. A ට ලැබෙනවට වඩා දෙගුණයටත් වඩා 110ක් වැඩි. 110 more than the twice the amount. So here A ට ලැබෙනව වගේ මොකක් වෙන්න ඕනද C ට? මේ වගේ දෙගුණයටත් වඩා තවත් 110ක් වැඩි. මෙයාට ලැබෙනව වගේ දෙගුණයටත් වඩා තවත් 110ක් වැඩියෙන් චමිල්ට ලැබෙන්න ඕන. So if it is so, how we can have the figure here? Yes, this is the amount that is going to be received by A, that is X minus 370. Twice this amount. It means what we need to do? We need to multiply X minus 370 by 2. X minus 370 we need to multiply by 2. Twice the amount. මීටත් වඩා තව වැඩිපුර කීයක් හම්බ වෙන්න ඕනද C ට? 110. Additionally, he should get 110 rupees more than that. Right? Therefore, this will be the amount that is going to be received by C. This is the amount that is going to be received by A. X means the amount that is going to be received by B, and this is the amount that is going to be received by C. So if we add all these amounts, that should be equals to what? 1388. කොහොමද 1388ක් ආවේ? ගානේ කියනවා. ඉතින් divide 1388 among A, B and C. Right. Okay. So here we don't like to see, when solving these sort of equations, we do not want to see the terms within brackets, right? So we need to remove them. X minus 370 plus X plus, so here, once we remove these brackets, how it should be? 2 into X, that is 2X. 2 into minus 370, that is minus 740. Then plus 110. This should be equals to 1388. See here, like terms together, x plus x, 2x, 2x plus 2x, that is 4x. Here, minus 370, minus 740, plus 110 here. Yes, that should be minus 1000 equals to 1388. So take this 1000 to the other side, then 4x will be equals to 2388. Divide both sides by 4. Therefore, x should be equals to what? 2388 over 4, that is 597. 597. Therefore, what is the amount that should be received by Amal here? That is what? X minus 370. The value of x we have found to be 597. 370 rupees less than that. It means, what is the amount? 227 rupees. 227 rupees. Then Bimal. Bimal should get an amount worth of X. The value of X we have found to be 597 rupees. Then what about Chamin? 2 times into X minus 370. The value of X is 597 minus 370 and 110 rupees more than this. So it should be equals to what? 227 into 2 plus 110, that is 564 rupees. 564 rupees. It's a matter of getting clear with the conditions, clear with the requirements. Then, using the information given, we need to build up an equation. Right? Then, by simplifying that equation, we can get the required answers. Have you got the same? Yes. Yes, 597 are here. See? Correct. You have changed the names in order. Yes. 227, 597, and 564. 227, 597, 564. Good. Right. Okay. So this should be the answer for part C. Are you okay with this one, others? Vishmi?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then let's move to the last part, part D. Part D. What it says, right? A woodworking institute has to get a job completed in 2 departments, right? The 2 departments are what? Carpentry department and painting department. Right? Woodworking institute එකක් යාළුවගේ departments දෙකයි තියෙන්නේ. එකක් carpentry department එක අනික painting department එක. Right? Then the manager of the institute has to allocate money at the rate of 90 rupees per hour for the work done in the carpentry department and 75 rupees per hour for the work done in painting department. Departments දෙකයි, carpentry department and painting department, for an hour working, right? For an hour worked in the carpentry department, the rate that they need to pay is 90 rupees per hour. Carpentry department එකේ පැයක් වැඩ කළොත් යාලා කීයක් ගෙවන්න ඕනද? පැයකට රුපියල් 90. Painting department එකේ hourly rate එක යන්නේ කොහොමද? 75 rupees hour. පැයක් තීන්ත ගෑවුවොත් රුපියල් 75ක් දෙන්න. That is the requirement, right? මේසයක් හදලා නම් මේසය එන ගහනවට පැයක් 30 යන ගැහුවොත් රුපියල් 90ක් දෙනවා. පැය දෙකක් යන ගැහුවා නම් රුපියල් 180ක් දෙනවා. නේද? තීන්ත පැය 3ක් ගෑවා නම් 75 ඒව තුනක්. ඔය විදිහට. Hourly rates are given. Then the manager has received a total amount of 51,390 rupees for a certain job completed at this institute. හිතන්න ජොබ් එක මේසයක් හදන එක කියලා. සම්පූර්ණ මේසය හැදුවට පස්සේ එයාට කීයක් ලැබිලද? 51,390. ෆයිනල් ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකට එයාට ලැබිලා තියෙනවා 51,390ක්. Right. The manager knows that the number of hours worked in the painting department was 12 more than the number of hours worked in the carpentry department for that job. එහෙනම් අර මේසය හදන්න අපි කියන departments දෙකක වැඩ වෙනවා කියලා. එතකොට මේ මේසයට අදාළව right carpentry department එකේ වැඩ කරපු පැය ගානට වඩා පැය කීයක් වැඩිපුර painting department එකේ වැඩ කරලා තියෙනවද? මේසය හදන්න carpentry department එකට ගියේ පැය 10යි නම් පැය කීයක් painting department එකට ගිහිල්ලා තියෙනවද? ඊට වඩා පැය 12ක් වැඩි. Right? The manager knows that the number of hours worked in the painting department was 12 more than the number of hours worked in the carpentry department. Carpentry department එකේ වැඩ කරපු පැය ගානට වඩා පැය 12ක් වැඩි. Painting department එකේ. Then what we need to find? We need to find the amount to be allocated to each department. එක department එකට අර 51390 බෙදලා යන්නේ කොහොමද? 51390 න් කීයක් carpentry department එකට allocate වෙන්න ඕනද? කීයක් painting department එකට allocate වෙන්න ඕනද? Right? That is what we need to find. Okay. The two departments are carpentry and painting. Carpentry department is there and the painting department is there. So these are the two departments of this woodworking institute. And here they have given us the hourly rates, right? Hourly rates. What about the rate in carpentry department? 90 rupees per hour in the carpentry department, right? 90 rupees per hour. 90 rupees per hour. In the painting department, the rate is what? 75 rupees per hour. 75 rupees per hour. Then, what they are mentioning regarding the number of hours worked. Number of hours worked. Right? Number of hours. What they have mentioned regarding the number of hours worked in these two departments. The number of hours worked in the painting department was 12 more than the number of hours worked in the carpentry department. ඒ කියන්නේ carpentry department එකේ x කියලා පැය ගාණක් වැඩ කළොත් painting department එකේ කොච්චරක් පැය වැඩ කළා තියෙනවද? මීට වඩා 12ක් වැඩි. It means what? X plus 12. Right? X plus 12. Then how we can take the amount here? Amount එක ගන්නෙ කොහොමද? Yes. What should be the amount allocated for the carpentry department here? How we can take that value? Carpentry department එකට කීයක් allocate වෙන්න ඕනද කියලා හොයාගන්නේ කොහොමද? Yes. Again, if I take some numerical figures here, carpentry department and painting departments. මෙයාගේ hourly rate එක රුපියල් 90යි. මෙයාගේ hourly rate එක රුපියල් 75යි. හිතන්න පැය 10ක් වැඩ කරනවා කියලා. Instead of X, I have substitute 10 here. Right? For an example, 10 hours worked in the carpentry department. If it is 10 hours in the carpentry department, how many hours in the painting department? 12 more than this. That means what? 22 hours. 22 hours. So how we can take the total amount that need to pay to the carpentry department here? Carpentry department එකට ගෙවන්න ඕන මුළු ගාන හොයන්නේ කොහොමද අපි මෙතන? මුළු ගාන කීයද? පැයකට රුපියල් 90ක් ගෙවනවා. පැය කීයක් වැඩ කරලා තියෙනවද? පැය 10ක් වැඩ කරලා තියෙනවා. එහෙනම් total amount එක කීයද? That is 900. කොහොමද 900 දෙන්නේ? 9 into 10. වැඩ කරපු පැය ගාන hourly rate එකෙන් වැඩි වෙලා. පැය 10ක් වැඩ කරලා තියෙනවා. පැයක rate එක 90යි. එහෙනම් total amount එක කීයද? 900යි. මෙතන how we can take the total amount that should be allocated to the painting department? They have worked in the painting department. They have worked for 22 hours. The hourly rate is 75 rupees. පැයක rate එක 75යි. පැය 22ක් වැඩ කරලා. එහෙනම් මොකද? 75 into 22 කීයද? 1650. 1650. Likewise, how we can take the amount here then? Numerical example substitute කරන්න. What about the figure here then? එතන කීයක් වෙන්න ඕනද? Yes. Nimasha, what should be the amount that we need to allocate to the carpentry department here as per these given information? Yes, right? That should be what? පැයක rate එක රුපියල් 90යි. පැය x ගාණක් වැඩ කරලා තියෙනවා. එහෙනම් මොකද වෙන්නේ? 90 into x, that becomes what? 90x. Here පැයක rate එක 75යි. මෙච්චරක් පැය වැඩ කරලා තියෙනවා. එහෙනම් මොකද්ද? පැයක rate එක වැඩි කරන්න ඕන වැඩ කරපු පැය ගාණ. 75 into x plus 12. So once we add these two, that should be equals to what? The total amount received by the manager, which is 51,390 rupees. Right? So here 90x plus 75 into x plus 12 equals to 51,390 rupees. Brackets ඇතුලේ terms ඉන්නවට අපි කැමති නෑ. එයාලා වෙතනින් එළියට ගන්න ඕන. Then it should be what? 75 into x, that is 75x. 75 into 12, that is 900. Plus 900 equals 51,390. So 90 plus 75, that is 165x. Take this 900 rupees to the other side. It should be what then? 50,490. 50,490. Divide both sides by 165. Right? Divide this by 165. Therefore, x should be equals to 306. X should be equals to 306 rupees. Right. So this is what not they have asked for. අපිට හොයන්න කියන්නේ x නෙමෙයි. අපි අහන්නේ මොකක්ද? The amount needs to be allocated to the carpentry department and the amount that we need to allocate for the painting department. So this is a common mistake, right? Most of you are doing when it comes to the exams. Right? Exam එකට එද්දී, see, if you have come at this point, it means you know the procedure and you know the application of it, but you have not answered to the point, right? Exam එකේ ගොඩක් අය දන්නවා අර process එක දන්නවා මේක තමයි මේ විදිහට තමයි apply වෙන්නේ කියලා. You are getting an answer, the correct answer, but you have not answers to the point. ගානේ අහපු දෙයට directly answer කරලා නැහැ. එහෙම මුතින් ඔයාලට full marks හම්බ වෙන්නේ නැහැ exam එකේදී. That you are not going to get full marks if you have done like that in the exam. You need to make your answers to the point. So here we have asked what? The amount that need to be allocated to each of these two departments. Therefore, for the carpentry department, what should be the amount that we need to allocate? That is 90x. 90 into x, 306. In rupees, what should be the value? That is 27,540 rupees. 27,540 rupees. For the painting department, that is what? This should be the amount that need to be allocated to the painting department. 75 into x plus 12. The value of x is 306 plus 12. It means what? 306 plus 12 into 75. 23,850 rupees. This should be the answer for part D. For the carpentry department, we need to allocate 27,540 rupees. For the painting department, we need to allocate 23,850 rupees. That is how the allocation needs to be done. See here. Yes, you have done this correctly. You have got the correct value for X. And you have found the amount that need to be allocated to the carpentry department where it went wrong. See, the amount that we need to allocate for the painting department is what? The 75 into X plus 12. මෙතන මේ වැරද්දගෙන තියෙන්නේ ඇයි? අර bracket එක හරියට දාගත්තේ නැති නිසා. Right? 75x plus 12. Okay? 75x plus 12 කිව්වොතින් වෙනයි. 75 into x plus 12 කිව්වොතින් වෙනයි. හරිතන bracket එක දාගන්න ඕනේ. x plus 12 මේ තියෙන වැඩ කරපු පැය ගන්න. x plus 12 මෙයා තමයි සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම මොකක් වෙන්න ඕනද? පැයක rate එකෙන් වැඩි වෙන්න ඕනේ. එහෙනම් it should be what? It should be like this, right? 75 into number of hours. Got it? So you need to be very careful when having these brackets, right? When and how to, at which point you need to use brackets. Right. What about others? Yes, 27, 540, 23, 850. Yes, 27, 540 and 23, 850. Good. Right. Okay, so that is regarding the simple equations. So we can say linear equations, right? Then we'll move to this one. Simultaneous equations, right? The simultaneous equations. So before moving to this topic, simultaneous equation, let's take a break. So now the time is 9:40. So please come back by 10. We'll start the discussion on the simultaneous equations. Okay. What it says here, simultaneous equations are set of equations which have more than one variable. If there is an equation with more than one variable, we can identify such as a simultaneous equation, and there the power of those variables should be equals to 1. Right? If the power is equals to 1, and if there are more than one variable, then such we can identify as simultaneous equations. When the equations are solved, we get the values of the variables, and these values simultaneously satisfy all the equations. Right? See here for an example, if I write something called this, something like this, 3x plus 2x minus 7 equals 9x. Is this a simultaneous equation? Can we identify this as a simultaneous equation here? Mama me ලියලා තියෙන එක simultaneous equation එකක්ද? Simultaneous equation in Sinhala we call what? Samagami samikaran. So the equation I have written here, can we regard it as a simultaneous equation? Can or can't?
Can't, sir.
We can't. Right? We can't. The reason is what? Because there is only one variable. එක variable එකක් විතරයි තියෙන්නේ. එක variable එකක් විතරයි. ඒකේ power එකත් එකයි නම් ඒව simultaneous equations නෙවෙයි. ඒව මොනවද? Simple equations. Right? So if I write something like this, 3x squared plus 2x minus 7 equals to. Now, can we identify that this as a simultaneous equation? Again, we can't.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
All right. Again, we can't because there is only one variable still. Only the unknown here is x. අපි නොදන්නා පදයකට තියෙන x විතරයි. එහෙනම් එක නොදන්නා පදයක් විතරක් තිබ්බොත් ඒව simultaneous equations වෙන්නේ නැහැ. නොදන්නා පද එකකට වඩා වැඩි ගණනක් තියෙනවා. Right? For an example, 4x plus 2y minus 3z plus 9q equals 14m. Can we identify this one as a simultaneous equation? මෙයා සමගාමී සමීකරණයක්ද? නැද්ද?
No, sir. No, sir.
Why not? ඇයි නැත්තේ? Conditions දෙකයි. Again, the equation to be identified as a simultaneous, we need to satisfy two conditions, right? The number of unknowns or variables should be greater than 1, should be more than 1. And the power value of those unknowns should be equals to 1. If it is satisfied, if we can prove that a particular equation satisfies these two conditions, then we can say it is a simultaneous equation. Then බලන්න මම මෙන්න මේ ලියපු එක මේ conditions දෙක satisfy කරනවද කියලා. අපි නොදන්නා පදවල හැම නොදන්නා පදයකම power value එක බලාගේ කීයද? 1යි. එහෙනම් condition number 2 is okay, that is satisfied. What about condition number 1? Unknowns, there should be more than one variable, more than one unknown. Is it so? Yes, there are how many? X, Y, Z, Q, M, there are 5 unknowns. So there is more than one unknown, therefore it satisfies both the conditions that need to be met in order for an equation to be identified as a simultaneous equation. එතකොට අර සමගාමී සමීකරණ කියද්දී ඔළුවට දාගන්න එපා මොකද්ද? unknowns දෙකක් විතරක් තියෙන එක. නොදන්නා පද දෙකක් විතරක් තියෙන ඒවා විතරක් නෙවෙයි සමගාමී සමීකරණ කියලා කියන්නේ. නොදන්නා පද මොකක්ද? එකකට වඩා වැඩි සංඛ්‍යාවක් තියෙන ඒවා. අපි ඔළුවේ තියෙන මෙහෙමනේ 2x plus 3y equals 8. If there are two unknowns, then that is a simultaneous equation. Right? That is not the case. It can be 2, it can be 3, it can be 4. Anyway, it should be what? More than one unknown should be there. And the power of those unknown, power of those variables also should be equals to 1. If it is so, we can identify them as a simultaneous equation. Therefore, this one is also what? A simultaneous equation. Right? And what it says in the last sentence here, we must have the number of equations equal to the number of variables in order to identify the values of the unknowns. If we take example number 12, how many unknowns are there? Here in example number 12, how many unknowns are there? නොදන්නා පද කීයක් තියෙනවද? In example number 12 here. Yes, Sehani?
2.
Yes, there are two unknowns, x and y. If there are two unknowns, in order to get the values or in order to find the values of x and y, how many equations at least we need to have? 2 equations. අපිට දෙන නොදන්නා පද සංඛ්‍යාවට සමාන equations ගානක් තියෙන්න ඕන. ඒ නොදන්නා පදවල අගයන් අපිට හොයාගන්න. Right? නොදන්නා පද තුනක් තිබ්බොත් x, y, z කියලා තුනක් තිබ්බොත් අපිට equations කීයක් ලැබෙන්න ඕනද? If we need to find the values of x, y, z, how many equations at least we need to have? We need to have 3 equations. Right? In this example here, which I have written here, there are how many unknowns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unknowns are there. Therefore, to find the values of these x, y, z, q, and m of these unknowns, how many equations we must have at least? අඩුමතරම equations කීයක්වත් දෙන්න ඕනද? As per this, sorry. Yes, how many? Here, what it says, we must have the number of equations equal to the number of variables. If we have 5 variables here, we have 5 variables. X is there, Y is there, Z is there, Q is there, and M is there. 5 unknowns, 5 variables are there. Therefore, to find the values of these unknowns, to get the values of these variables, we should have 5 equations. තියෙන unknowns ගන්නට තියෙන variables ගන්නට සමාන equation ගන්නක් තියෙන්න ඕන values හොයන්න. Right? For an example, if we have given a sum like this, 4x plus 2y minus 3z equals 10. This is equation number 1. Then 3x minus 2y plus 4z equals 15. This is equation number 2. If you have asked to get the values of x, y, and z, can you do it here? Is it possible?
No.
It is not possible. Neither. Then මෙතන I possible නැත්තේ. Unknowns තුනක් තියෙනවා. හැබැයි equation තියෙන්නේ කීයද? Equation දීලා තියෙන්නේ දෙකක් විතරයි. එහෙනම් ඒ වගේ වෙලාවක අපිට x, y, z හොයන්න කිව්වට it is half completed, right? The question is half completed. ප්‍රශ්නේ භාගයට දීලා තියෙන්නේ. ප්‍රශ්නේ සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම දීලා නැතුව අපිට උත්තරයක් හොයාගන්න බැහැ. නා නොදන්නා පද සංඛ්‍යාවට සමාන equations ගණනක් තියෙන්න ඕන. In order to solve these sort of simultaneous equations. Right. Okay. Example number 12. So let's solve this equation. I will take it here. Example number 12. There are 2 unknowns, therefore we should have given 2 equations. Here we have, right, 2 equations. Therefore we should be able to get the values of x and y. The first equation is what? 2x plus 3y equals 8. 2x plus 3y equals 8. So this is our equation number 1. Then the second one is what? 9x minus 3y equals 69. 9x minus 3y equals 69. This is the second equation. Right. So when solving these simultaneous equations, what should be our approach? අපි කොහොමද සමගාමී සමීකරණයක් විසඳන්නේ? අපි approach එක වෙන්න ඕන මොකක්ද? Yes. Right. So here, if we take example number 12, there are 2 unknowns. Those are what? X and Y. So the first thing what we need to do is we need to make the absolute value of one of these 2 variables similar. අපිට දීලා තියෙන variables මේක නම් දෙකයි දීලා තියෙන x සහ y. මේ variables දෙකෙන් මොකක් හරි එක variable එකක absolute value එක සමාන කරගන්න ඕන. Absolute value කියලා කියන්නේ ධන ඍණ sign එක consider කරන්නේ නැතුව value එක. Right? Ignoring the negative and plus sign, ignoring the sign, the value we call the absolute value. So the first thing we need to do is we need to make the absolute value equal of one of the unknowns given. Right? If you refer to these 2 equations, the original 2 equations which we have given, we do not separately attempt, right, need to attempt in order to make one of these 2 equals y, because it is originally, right, given an equal absolute value with respect to y. අපි ඉස්සෙල්ලම කරන්න ඕන අපිට නොදන්නා පද වලින් එකක් හරි එකක absolute value එක සමාන කරගන්න එක. මේ ගානේ නම් if you refer to the example number 12 here, right, අපිට වැඩේ ලේසි. ඇයි ලේසි වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? y වල දැනටමත් absolute values සමාන. අපිට දීපු original equations වලම absolute values සමාන වෙලා තමයි දීලා තියෙන්නේ. සමාන අගයන් තමයි දීලා තියෙන්නේ. Then it is easier for us. If it was not so, හිතන්න මේක 9x minus 5y තිබ්බ කියලා. එතකොට x ගේ absolute values සමානත් නැහැ, y ගේ absolute values සමානත් නැහැ. එහෙනම් ඉස්සෙල්ලා මොකද කරන්න ඕන? x ගේ හරි y ගේ හරි absolute values සමාන කරගෙන ඉන්න ඕන. When making it equals, we may need to go for a third, sometimes maybe for a fourth equation. Okay. එතකොට සමාන කරගනිද්දී අපිට දීපු original two equations වලට අමතරව තව equations build up කරන්න වෙයි. But when it comes to example number 12, no need. Why? Because it is equal here in the original equations with respect to y. Okay. Right. So once we make the absolute value of one variable similar or equal, then the next step is to eliminate that. අපි එහෙම සමාන කරගත්තට පස්සේ මේක නම් සමාන වෙලාම දීලා තියෙනවා. එහෙම සමාන කරගත්තට පස්සේ අපි ඊළඟ ස්ටෙප් එක විදිහට මොකද කරන්න ඕන? ඒ සමාන කරගත්ත unknown එක, සමාන කරගත්ත variable එක අපි අයින් කරගන්න ඕන. We need to eliminate that. Right? We need to eliminate that. Therefore, with respect to this one, in order to eliminate y, so it is equal, the absolute value of y in equation number 1 and equation number 2 is equal. That is 3 here. Then we need to eliminate y. If we need to eliminate y, or in order to eliminate y, what we need to do with respect to equation number 1 and 2 here? Do we need to add or do we need to deduct? මේ y ව අයින් කරගන්න නම් අපි first equation එකයි second equation එකයි එකතු කරනවද නැත්නම් අඩු කරනවද? මොකද කරන්නේ? 1 plus 2 or first equation second one. Yes. Yes, Takshila?
Plus.
Yes. Right. We need to add these two. We need to add these two plus first equation plus second equation. So how we can decide whether to add or whether to deduct? කොහොමද මේක තීරණය කරන්නේ? How you have decided that we need to add these two in order to eliminate y? How we can decide that? Yes. If the signs are different, if the signs are different, right? If the signs are different, then in order to eliminate, what we will do is we need to add those two equations. See here, the signs are different. අපි y නේ eliminate කරන්නේ, y ට අදාළ signs මොකද්ද? අසමානයි. If the signs are different, then we need to add those two equations in order to eliminate the variable we required. Okay. ලකුණු අසමානයි නම් ඒ කියන්නේ plus minus එහෙමත් නැත්නම් minus plus ඔය විදිහට තිබ්බොත් මෙයා plus වෙලා මෙයා minus නැත්නම් මෙයා minus මෙයා plus මොකක් හරි විදියකින් ලකුණු අසමාන නම් ඒවා eliminate කරගන්න අපි මොකද කරන්නේ? We need to add those two equations. Right? If the signs are similar, if the signs are similar, right? If the signs are similar in the sense here plus 3y, here also plus 3y, plus plus. Right? Or else it can be minus minus, minus 3y and here also minus 3y. If the signs are similar in both those two equations, then in order to eliminate those variables, what we need to do is we need to deduct those two equations. Right? එහෙනම් ලකුණු අසමාන නම් එකතු කරන්න, ලකුණු සමාන නම් අඩු කරන්න. ලකුණු සමානයි කියලා කියන්නේ ධන ධන විතරක් නෙමෙයි. ඍණ ඍණ කියලා කියන්නේ එතකොට මොකද්ද? ලකුණු සමානයි. එහෙනම් මොකද්ද? මෙතන -3y මෙතනත් -3y තිබ්බොත් එලිමිනේට් කරගන්න මොකද්ද කරන්න ඕන? ලකුණු සමාන නිසා because the signs are similar we need to deduct. එතකොට first equation එකෙන් second equation එක අඩු කරත් එකයි, second equation එකෙන් first equation එක අඩු කරත් එකයි. Who comes first, who comes second, we do not care. Right? We do consider about the signs. If the signs are different, either 1 plus 2 or 2 plus 1 both are similar. If the signs are similar, then we need to deduct. It can be either 1 deduct 2 or 2 deduct 1. No issue. Right? ඉස්සෙල්ල කවුද දාගන්නේ ඊට පස්සේ මොන equation එක දෙන්නේ කියන එකට වඩා නෙවෙයි. Right? ඒක නෙමෙයි වැදගත් වෙන්නේ මෙතනදී මොකද්ද? Sin සමාන නම් අඩු කරන්න සයින්ස් අසමාන නම් එකතු කරන්න. එහෙම කරාම තමයි අපිට මොකක් කරගන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ දැන්. අදාළ unknown එක අයින් කරගන්න, eliminate කරගන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ. Right. So here, since the signs are different, we need to add these two equations in order to eliminate y. So let's add these two. 2x plus 3y plus 9x minus 3y equals what? මේ දෙන්නත් එකතු කරන්න ඕනද? 8 and 6 do we need to add these two as well? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
We need to add these two as well. And here, as a practice, right here, what we have done, equation number 1 plus equation number 2. This is the first equation, and this is the second equation. Always use the second equation within brackets, right? Plus set dina loku issue එකක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. හැබැයි මේක deduction එකක් තිබ්බොතින් එතකොට අපිට අර science පැටලෙන ස්වභාවය අඩු කරගන්න පුළුවන් if we have, right? If you have written the second equation within the brackets, right? As a practice, do that. So here 2x plus 3y plus 9x minus 3y equals 77. Look, plus 3y and minus 3y we can cancel. 3y ධන 3y ට ඍණ 3y අපිට cancel කරලා දාන්න පුළුවන්. Then what will be left here on our left hand side? 2x plus 9x, that is 11x, equals to 77. Divide both sides by 11, therefore x will be equals to 7. We have found the value of x to be 7. Now, using that one, x equals 7, we can substitute to one of these two equations. If you wish, you can substitute it to the first equation, or else you can substitute it for the second equation. So here, in this case, I will substitute it for the first equation. Right? See, 2x, 2 into, now we know the value of x, that is 7. 2x plus 3y equals 8. 2 into 7, that is 14. Take this 14 to the other side, it will become minus 14. So 3y equals here 8 minus 14, that is minus 6. Divide both sides by 3. Therefore, the value of y equals minus 2. So this is how we can solve simultaneous equations. Again, what we have done here, first, what is the first thing we need to do? At first, we need to make the absolute value of one of the given variables similar or equal. අපිට දීපු variables වලින් මොකක් හරි එක variable එකක absolute value එක සමාන කරගන්න ඕන. මේ ගාන නම් ප්‍රශ්නයක් උන්නේ නැහැ. ඇයි? අපිට දීපු original equations වලම absolute value එක y ගේ සමානයි. ඒක නිසා අපිට additional equations හදාගන්න අවශ්‍යතාවයක් උනේ නැහැ. එහෙම අසමානව තිබ්බොතින් අපිට additional equations වලට ගිහිල්ලා ඉස්සෙල්ලම සමාන කරගෙන ඉන්න වෙනවා. මොකක් හරි එකක්. එක variable එක. Then ඒ විදිහට සමාන කරගත්ත variable එක, the variable which we have make that absolute value similar, then we need to eliminate. That is the second step, right? In eliminating, then we need to decide. දැන් අපිට equations දෙකක් තියෙනවා නම් අපි තීරණය කරන්න ඕනේ මොකද්ද? මේ දෙක එකතු කරාමද මෙයාව eliminate වෙන්නේ, මේ දෙන්න අඩු කරාමද කියලා. ඒක තීරණය කරන්නේ කොහොමද? Then for that we need to refer to the signs. If the two equations, the signs are similar, then we need to deduct. If the signs are different, then we need to add in order to eliminate that particular variable. So likewise, we can get the values of one variable. එතකොට එයාව eliminate කරගත්තට පස්සේ අපිට ඉතුරු වෙලා තියෙන variable එකේ value එක එනවා. That value we can substitute for one of those given equations, and we can get the value of the other variable as a. Right? So that is the normal procedure we follow in solving these sort of simultaneous equations. අලුත් දෙයක් නෙවෙයි, ඔයාලා 6 වසරේ 7 වසරේ ඉඳන් හදාගෙන ආපු දෙයක්. සමගාමී සමීකරණ නේද පොඩි කාලේ ඉඳන් හදලා තියෙනවා just right kind of a refresh of your memory on solving simultaneous equations. Is it clear? මතක් වුණා නේද සමගාමී සමීකරණ විසඳන විදිය?
Yes,
Jani?
sir.
Right. Okay. So example number 12, I have given you the answer here, the lecture note itself. Right. So this is the way we are doing it. Okay. Example number 13, you try it first and tell me what are the answers you got here. Example number 13, quickly try me and tell me the values of x and y. First equation is 12x minus 15y equals 12. Second equation is 12x plus 4y equals 50. There are two variables. Therefore, to get the values or to find the values of x and y, we should have given two equations. These two equations are there. Yes, x equals 3.5 and y equals 2. Let's see it. Example number 30. Example number 30. Twelve x minus 15y equals 12x minus 15y equals 12. This is our equation number 1. Then 12x plus 4y equals 50. 12x plus 4y equals 50. This is our second equation. Right. What is the first step we need to do in solving simultaneous equation? We need to make the absolute value of one of the given variables equal. So for that, in this, right, as per example number 13, do we need to go for separate equations? Do we need to build up separate equations? No need. Why? In the given original equations, the absolute value of x is similar. Here we have 12x. Here also in the second equation also we have 12x. 12 and 12 is there. It is equal. So no need of building separate equations. It is originally, right? They have make them equal in the original equations provided. Now we need to eliminate x. For that, what we need to do? Equation number 1 and equation number 2. Do we need to deduct or do we need to add? Yes, you are getting these answers. Now y equals 2 and x equals 3.5. Right. Here, to get rid of x, to eliminate x here, what we need to do? Equation number 1 minus equation 2, then equation number 1 plus equation number 2. Then. Plus the minus.
Minus.
Minus, right? Why minus? See here the signs are similar. Here we have plus 12. Here also we have plus 12. Signs are similar. If the signs are similar, then we need to deduct. We need to deduct. මෙතන බලන්න 1 minus 2 කියලා ගත්තත් හරි. හැබැයි අපිට මොකද්ද 1 minus 2 කියලා ගත්තොත් අපිට ඩීල් කරන්න වෙන්නේ නෙගටිව් වැලියු එකක් එක්ක. නේද? 12 minus 50 we will get the value as the answer as negative 38, minus 38. So it is more easier for us to deal with positive values. Therefore, I choose equation 2 minus equation 1. මේක අනිත් පැත්තට ගත්තත් වැරදි නෑ. Equation 1 minus equation 2 කියලා අරන් හැදුවත් උත්තරේ හරි. You will get the same answer, but for the easier purpose, I will go the other way around. Right. equation 2 minus equation 1. Equation 2, that is what? 12x plus 4y minus, right? 12x plus 4y minus, right? This next equation within the bracket, it should be what? 12x minus 15y, 12x minus 15y equals here second equation minus first equation. Now remove these brackets, 12x plus 4y here minus into 12x minus 1 into 12x, that is minus 12x. Here minus minus become plus 15y. So that is why it is very important to have your second equation within brackets. අපි දෙවනියට consider කරන equation එක හැමතිස්සෙම brackets ඇතුලේ දාගන්න. brackets නැතුව දාගත්තා නම් මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? කෙලින්ම මොකද්ද? සමහරවිට මෙයා minus 12x වෙනකොට plus 12x කියලා consider කරන්න possibility එකක් තියෙනවා. මෙයා plus 15y වෙනකොට minus 15y කියලා consider කරන්න possibility එකක් තියෙනවා. Therefore, as a practice, always have the second equation which you are considering within brackets. So here 50 minus 12, that is 38. See, now plus 12x to minus 12x we can cancel. We will left with what? 19y. 19y equals to 38. Divide both sides by 19. Therefore, y equals to 2. Y equals 2. We have found the value of one of these two given variables, y equals 2. Using that answer, y equals 2, we can substitute it to one of these given equations in order to find the other value. So I will substitute it to the first equation. Or else you can substitute it to the second equation, no issue. See here, 12x minus 15y, the value of y is 2, equals 12, right? So 15 into 2, 30. So minus 30 take to the other side. So 12x equals 12 plus 30, that is 42. Divide both sides by 12. Therefore, x equals to 3.5. X equals 3.5. The answer, you have got the exact same answers. Right. Okay. Y equals 2 and x equals 3.5. Right. Hope you all are okay with this, right? And then we'll move to example number 14. Right. Example number 14, part A, I will do it for you. Then you try part B and C on your own. Right. And again, I will do part D for you. Then on your own, you try part E. Right. Example number 14. Example number 40. Part A. 3x minus 2y equals 7. 3x minus 2y equals 7. 5x plus 3y equals 37. 5x plus 3y equals 37. So this is our first equation and this is our second equation. Right. The first step is what? We need to make the absolute value of one of the given unknowns equal. Right? We need to make the absolute value of one of the given variables similar. In the previous two examples, example number 12 and 13, in the original equations provided itself, the absolute value was similar with related to one of the given variables. Example 12 gatta 13 gatta 12 වල නම් y ගේ value absolute value එක සමාන වෙලා තිබ්බා. 13 වල x ගේ value එක සමාන වෙලා තිබ්බා. But when we refer to part A here, directly we cannot identify the a similar absolute values with respect to equation number 1 and 2. Therefore, what we need to do? We need to make one of the we need to make the absolute value of one of these two variables similar. X නැත්නම් y. ඒක x වෙන්න ඕනද y වෙන්න ඕනද කියන එක that depends on you, right? Which feels easier for you, right? To make it similar, to make it equal, you can choose it. What x සමාන කරගන්න එක ලේසි වගේ නම් x සමාන කරගන්න. y සමාන කරගන්න එක ලේසි වගේ නම් y සමාන කරගන්න. මොකක් හරි දීපු unknowns වලින් එකක් සමාන කරගන්න ඕන. Right? So here what you have chosen, x or y? X වද සමාන කරගන්න එක ලේසි y වද?
X, sir.
Right. So let's make the value of x, the absolute value of x similar. Right? So 3 and 5 is there. මේ දෙන්නම සමාන කරගන්න පුළුවන් පොදු වර්ගය කීයද අපිට? That is 15. Yes. So to make this 3x into 15x, what we need to do? මේ 3 කියන value එක 15 කරගන්න නම් මොකක් වෙන්න ඕන? 3 කීයෙන් වැඩි වෙන්න ඕනද? 5න් වැඩි වෙන්න ඕන. It means the first equation we need to multiply by 5. See here, 3x into 5, that is 15x, minus 2y into 5, that is minus 10y, 7 into 5, that is 35. So we have built up a third equation. On a තුන්වෙනි equation එකට අපි derive වුණා. Right? And this 5x also we need to convert into 15x. Therefore, the second equation we need to multiply by 3. 5 into 3 will become 15. Then only we can make the absolute value of x similar. So the second equation we need to multiply by 3. So here 5x into 3, that is 15x. 3y into 3, that is 9y. 37 into 3 kiyad. 30 into 3 90, 7 into 3 21, 90 plus 21 111. 111. This is fourth equation. Right. Fourth equation. Now see, in equation number 3 and equation number 4, we have made, right, through equation number 3 and through equation number 4, we have made the absolute value of x looks similar, looks equal. Now, x ke on absolute values of equation 3 වලුයි 4 වලුයි සමාන කරගෙන තියෙනවා. Now, as the next step, what we need to do? We need to eliminate x. Since we have made the absolute value similar using equation number 3 and 4, now we need to eliminate that variable x. Right. For that, what we need to do with respect to equation number 3 and 4, do we need to add or do we need to deduct? Equation 3 එකයි 4 එකයි එකතු කරන්නද ඕන අඩු කරන්න? Add or deduct? Yes. Minus. Yes, we need to deduct these two equations because the signs are similar. See here, here we have plus, here also we have plus, signs are similar, therefore we need to deduct. 35න් 111 අඩු කරන එකද ලේසි 111න් 35 අඩු කරන එකද? Better than, right? Dealing with positive values is easier than dealing with negative values. So therefore, let's deduct the third equation from the fourth one. So 4 minus 3. Fourth equation is 15x plus 9y. From that we need to deduct within brackets, right? Put these things within brackets as a practice. Within brackets, it should be what? The third equation, 15x minus 10, 5. Fourth equation, on the right hand side, we have 111. Third equation, it is 35. So let's remove this bracket. Then it will be 15x plus 9y minus 15x minus into minus will become plus 10y equals here. 111 minus 35, that is 76. See here, 15x to minus 15x, we can cancel 9y plus 90, sorry, 10y plus 9y, that is 19y equals 76. Divide both sides by 19, therefore y equals here 4. Y equals 4. We have found one of these two variables. Yeah, y got equals to 4. That one we can substitute to one of these two equations. So let's substitute it to the second equation here. 5x plus 3y, the value of y is 4, equals 37. 5x equals, take this 12 to the other side, it will become minus 12. 37 minus 12, that is 25. So divide both sides by 5. Therefore, x will become equals to 5. The value of y is 4, the value of x is 5. Right? 4 and 5. Yes. X equals 5, y equals 4. Is it clear? Mohammed? Rashmi?
Yes, sir.
Right. Amila? Very clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then you try part B and C here. Right. Try part B and C and come up with answers for part B and C. Get the values of x and y. We'll give you 5 minutes for that. Only part B and C, yeah? B, C with right. Right. So Ilma got the answer for part B as x equals 0 and y equals 3. Have others also got the same? Yes. So put your answers to the chat here. The answers you got for part B, the values of x and y. X equals 0 and y equals 3. What about others? Yes, you are getting these answers. Now x equals 0 and y equals 3. Right. Let's see it. Okay, our first task on hand is what? First, we need to make the absolute value of one of these two variables similar. So in the original equations, right, we cannot see any of these two equations, the absolute values are similar. So we need to go up, or we need to build up some additional equations to do so. Right. So let's make the absolute value of y similar. Right. 4 and 3 are there. In equation number 1, we have 3y. Equation number 2, we have 4y. So both these we can make it equals to what? 12. Right. Therefore, the first equation, this 3y, to convert into 12y, we need to multiply it by 4. 3y into 4, that is 12y. 6x into 4, that is 24x. 9 into 4, that is 36. So this is our third equation, equation number 3. Now this time we got a different answer. No? X equals 0 and y equals 2. So let's see. And this one, the second equation, we need to multiply by 3. For y to become 12y, we need to multiply the second equation by 3. Okay, y equals 3. Right. 4y into 3, that is 12y. 8x into 3, that is, sorry, that is 24x. Right. 12 into 3, that is 36. This is equation number 4. Right. Here we have a kind of a issue, no? Give me a second. 3y plus 6x equals 9. 4y plus 8x equals 12. Right. So how you have got these answers? X equals 0 and y equals 3. Right. So this one, what? Can we simplify it further? අපිට මෙතනින් එහාට තවදුරටත් මේක සුළු කරගෙන යන්න පුළුවන්ද? Can we or can't we? So there is a yes,
sir.
we can't, right? Why? 12. So if we take, since the signs are similar, if we take 3 minus 4, what will happen? All the things will get wiped out. 3 minus 4 කියලා equation එකට ආවොත් 3 minus equation 3 වලින් equation 4 අඩු කරද්දී මොකද වෙන්නේ? y දුත් අයින් වෙලා යනවා. ඒත් එක්කම x සමාන නිසා x දුත් අයින් වෙලා යනවා. මෙතනත් value එක බිඳුව වෙලා යනවා. එතකොට මේක මොකද්ද? මේක අපිට xy values හොයන්න පුළුවන්ද බැරිද? Right? We cannot get y values here. Right? So part B, it is impossible to get the values of x and y. It is impossible. Right? Okay. Part B වලට x y වලට answer එකක් එන්න විදියක් නැහැ. So I have a issue that how you got these answers. X equals 0, y equals 3, right? So yes, it is impossible to get an answer here. Impossible. Right. So let's move to part C there. Part B වලට එනම් answer එකක් අපිට ගන්න විදියක් නැහැ. Part C. Part C. Right. Part C. 3x minus 10y equals minus 179. 3x minus 10y equals minus 179. Then 7x plus 4y equals 29. 7x plus 4y equals 29. This is equation number 1. This is equation number 2. Again, we need to make the absolute value of one of these two variables equal. So let's make it equal for what? X के द्वारा समान करगते y के दे. What should I take here? X or y?
X.
Right.
X,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. It means this 3x, we need to convert into 21x. For that, we need to multiply equation number 1 by 7. So 3x into 7, that is 21x, right? 10y into 7, minus 10y into 7, that is minus 75. Minus 179 into 3, sorry, into 7. Yes, minus 179 into 7. That is minus 1253. So this is our third equation. Equation number 2 needs to be multiplied by kn. 7x to become 21x. That needs to be multiplied by 3. So equation number 2 needs to be multiplied by 3. 7x into 3, that is 21x. 4y into 3, that is 12y. 29 into 3, 29 into 3, that is 87. So this is our fourth equation. Fourth equation. Right. Now, if we look at the equation number 3 and equation number 4, we can see what? The absolute value of x are similar. Here we have 21, here also we have 21x. And in order to get rid of this x, the variable x, in order to eliminate x, what we need to do with respect to equation number 3 and 4? Do we need to add or do we need to deduct? X අයින් කරගන්න මේ දෙන්න එකතු කරන්න ඕනද අඩු කරන්න ඕනද? Yes. Add or deduct? How we can decide that? Yes, right. We need to deduct because the signs are similar. Plus, here also plus, signs are similar. Therefore, we need to deduct. Right. Equation number 3. මේක අනිත් පැත්ත ලියාගත්තත් වැරදි නෑ. Equation 4 minus equation 3. That is also correct. 3 minus 4, that is also correct. Both the way you can take. Right. Equation 3, that is 21x minus 70y. From this, we need to deduct the fourth equation, which is 21x plus 12y equals minus 1253 deduct 87. Let's remove these brackets. So 21x minus 70y. Here it is minus 21x. Minus into plus becomes minus 12y. Minus 1253 minus 87. That is minus 1340. See, plus 21x to minus 21x we can cancel. We will left with what? Minus 82 equals to minus 1340. Divide both sides by minus 82. So minus 82 to minus 82 we can cancel. Therefore, y should be equals to what? 16.34. 16.34. Y equals 16.34. So the value of y equals 16.34, we can substitute to one of these four equations. Right? So now we have four options. Second, third, fourth. By substituting y equals 16.34 for one of these equations, we can get the value of x. So I will substitute it for equation 2 here. Since it will be more easier for us to deal with these plus values rather than dealing with these negative values. Therefore, that is why I decided to substitute it to the equation 2 here. Mogeta substitute karat kamak naya. Right. 7x plus 4y. 4 into the value of y we have found to be 16.34 equals 29. 7x equals 16.34 into 4. That is 65.36. From 29, deduct 65.36. That is minus 36.36. Right? So divide both sides by 7. Therefore, x should be equals to what? Minus 5.19. Minus 5.1. Yes, minus 5.2. We can round it off and say minus 5.2. Correct. Right. Have others also got the same answers? Make a minus 5.19 at the minus 5.2. Here 16.3, no issue. If you have follow the correct procedure, then no issue. Your answer will be marked as correct. Right. Yes, Bhagya, Rashmi, Nirosha, are you okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. We have enough time. Yes. So here, right, these simultaneous equations, right, the answers which we are getting by solving these simultaneous equations, we can get using our scientific calculators as well. අපි මේ විදිහට simultaneous equation solve කරලා අපි මේ ගන්න values x y values නැතනම් අපි දෙන unknowns වල values අපිට cal එකෙන් directly ගන්න පුළුවන්. But when it comes to the exam, right, if it is something related for the application of simultaneous equations, then yes, directly from the calculator take the answer and have it. No issue, you will get the full marks for that. But if it is directly asked you to solve a simultaneous equation, like what we have done under example number 12, 13, and 14, if they have specifically asked you to solve a simultaneous equation, then, right, no options, you need to go through the procedure. If it is something like this, example number 15 here, the application, this is regarding the application of simultaneous equation. Right? It means based on the given information, you need to build up certain equations, simultaneous equations, then you need to solve it. Then if it is regarding the application of simultaneous equations, then no need of going through the procedure. If you can build up the 2 equations or 3 equations, and directly you can take the answers from the calculator. But if the questions are directly from the simultaneous equations, then you need to go through this procedure and get the values of those variables. And there you can use your calculator to check whether you have got the correct answer. එතකොට exam එකේ කෙලින්ම directly simultaneous equation solve කරන්න කියලා මේ විදිහට අපි මේ දැන් හදපු type එකේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් තිබ්බොතින් එතකොට options නැහැ. ඔයාලා procedure එකට ගිහිල්ලා අදාළ variables වල values හොයා ගන්න ඕන. ඒ ආපු values හරිද වැරදිද කියලා බලන්න. Especially when it comes to answers like this, right, with decimal places, then we have a doubt. නේද? මේ වගේ values එද්දි අපිට doubt එකක් තියෙනවා. අපි හරියට කරලාද දන්නේ නැහැ. අපි answer එකේ අපි කොහේ හරි වැරද්දකින් දන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක දන්නේ නැහැ මේ decimals එක ආවේ. So we have that issue, right? So then to confirm, right, to verify that you have got the right answer, you can use this trick which I am going to show you from your calculator. Okay, right. So here, I just write it here. So I'm going to show you how to solve using the calculator, right? How to solve these sort of simultaneous equations using the calculator, right? First of all, what can you see on your cal display? cal එක on කරාට පස්සේ ඔයාලගේ display එකේ පෙන්වන්නේ මොකද්ද? screen එකේ. Right? For some students, they can see letter D on the cal display. සමහරුන්ගේ letter D එක පෙන්වනවා ඇති. සමහරුන්ගේ D එකත් එක්ක ආයේ M+ නැත්නම් M කියලා එකක් පෙන්වනවා ඇති. සමහරුන්ගේ EQN නැත්නම් SD ඔය වගේ එක එක ඒවා cal display එකේ පෙන්වනවා ඇති. Is it so? Right? So before performing any mathematical operation using your calculator, right? Any mathematical operation using your calculator, the first thing that you need to perform is you need to reset it. ඉස්සෙල්ලම mathematical simultaneous equation එකක් අපි ඉස්සරහට කතා කරද්දී stat වල regression correlation වල හදන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේ mathematical operation එකක් අපි cal එකේ කරන්න කලින් අපි ඉස්සෙල්ලම කරගෙන ඉන්න ඕන දේ තමයි cal එක reset කරගන්න ඕන. So how to reset it? In order to reset, you need to press these buttons. Shift, then mod, then number 3, then equal, then the off button, AC button. Hope you can find these buttons on the calculator. So whatever the method that I'm going to discuss here, that will be applicable for these versions, FX 100 ms and FX 991 ms. පළගාව මෙන්න මේ versions වල calculate එකක් නම් තියෙන FX 100 ms නැත්නම් FX 991 ms නම් this is the way. So the method that I am going to tell you is applicable for the calculators of these mentioned versions, 100 ms and 991 ms. Right. Okay, shift button is on the top left hand corner. ඔයාලගේ top left hand corner එකේ. මෙතන තියෙන shift button එක. So press that. Then the mode button is here. I hope you can see. And then press number 3, equal, and the off button. So once you reset it correctly, then you should able to see only letter D on your cal display. ඔයාලා reset කරගත්තට පස්සේ ඔයාලගේ cal display එකේ පෙන්වන්නේ letter D විතරයි. Right? You should able to see only letter D on your cal display. Have you done that? First part, first step, have you done it? Can you please raise your hand, those who have these scientific calculators with you right now? Okay. 2, 4, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13. Okay, around 13, no? Right. Okay, okay. Right. So others also, right, try to find a calculator. It is better if you can find a calculator with these mentioned versions, either 100 ms or 991 ms. If not possible, 82 ms version 1 is also fine. Right. If you have the ES versions 1, no worries. Right. Most of the things we perform here can be performed using the ES versions 1 as well. Right. Okay. And it would be important to have, if you can find a calculator, it will be very important, right? From this point onwards. අපි මෙතනින් එහාට කරන computations වලට ගොඩක් calculator එක අපිට උදව් වෙයි. right? Calculator එකක් තියෙනවා නම් අපිට ලේසියෙන් මේ දේවල් ටික කරගන්න පුළුවන් සහ සමහර තැන් තියෙනවා අපිට calculator එකක් නැතුව හදන්න අමාරු තැන් එන ගණන් හදන්න අමාරු ඒවත් එන. So it is better if you can find a calculator. Right? So here, first you need to reset. This is the way of resetting it. Shift mod 3 equal and AC. Once you reset, you should able to see only letter D on your cal display. Hope you have okay with that step. Right. Then as the second step, right? As the second step, here what we are going to do, we are going to solve a simultaneous equation. අපේ intention එක මොකද්ද? සමගාමී සමීකරණයක් විසඳන එක. එහෙනම් අපේ calculator එකේ mode එක වෙනස් කරගන්න ඕන equation mode එකට. Right? We need to change the mode of the calculator to the EQN mode. So how can you change the mode? So see, right next to the right arrow key. Right arrow key එකට එහා පැත්තේ තියෙන mode button එක. Right, you can keep pressing on that mode button. Mode button එක press කරන්න එක එක ඒවා display එකේ පෙන්නනවා ඇති. So in my case, I'm using a 100 ms version 1. So here, once I press this mode button 3 times, right? Once I press my mode button 3 times, I can see EQN on my cal display. Right? So once I press the mode button 3 times, mode button 3 times, then you should able to see EQN on your cal display. Right, ES versions 1, they need to wait a bit. Right, mode button 3 times, then EQN. So this will only work for the MS versions 1. Right, ES versions calculators තියෙන අය එයාලටත් solve කරන්න පුළුවන්, but there is a different method. Right. So since I'm using this MS version 1, I'm not that much familiar with how these things are performed in ES, but there you can see these tutorials, right? Yasinta, YouTube එකේ පොඩ්ඩක් search කරන්න how to solve simultaneous equations using FX991 ES. So calculate එකේ versions එකත් එක්ක ගහලා simultaneous equation solve කරන්න කොහොමද කියලා there will be so much of tutorials available. Right? So ES version වලින් හොයන්න පුළුවන්. Right. Others. So you need to press the mode button until you find EQN on your cal display. So in my case, once I press the mode button 3 times, I can see the EQN on my cal display. And under EQN, I can see number 1. It means to go to the equation mode, we need to press number 1. So press number 1. Right? Once you press this, it will ask for how many unknowns are there. In this example, in part C, how many unknowns were here? There were 2 unknowns, X and Y. Therefore, since there were only 2 unknowns, we need to give it as 2. We need to press 2. Okay. Right. Then you can see on the cal display, on the top, that you can see EQN. cal display එකේ බලන්න උඩ දැන් EQN කියලා පේනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි ඉන්නේ දැන් equation mode එකේ. Right? Now we are in the equation mode. Then as the third step, we need to enter data. We need to enter data. Right. So here it is asking for some values, A1 value. Right? 1 means here 1 means equation 1. And this is the A value. Here we have the B value, and here we have the C value. So if it is A1, it means 1. Equation 1 එකේ A value එක කීයද? කැල් එකේ මෙන්න මෙහෙම එකක් අහනව නේද? A1 value එකක් අහනව නේද? අපි දෙන්න ඕන කීයද එහෙනම්? The value of A in equation 1. This is equation 1. The value of A is what? 3. So give 3 and press equal. A1 value එක 3යි. එහෙනම් 3යි 3 press කරා equal. Then it will ask for a B1 value. Equation 1 එකේ B value එක කීයද? That is what? කීයද? This is the first equation. What is the B value of it? That is minus 10. Minus 10. So give minus 10 and press equal. Minus 10 and press equal. Then it will ask for a C1 value. C1 value. Right? C1 value. See? C1 value. Equation 1, C value, that is what? Minus 179. So provide minus 179 and press equals. Then it will ask for A2 value. Now you know what does it mean. Equation 2 wala A value එක කීයද? 7. So give 7 and press equal. 7 and press equal. Then it will ask for a B2 value. Equation 2 wala B value එක, that is 4. So provide 4 and press equal. Then it will ask for a C2 value. That is what? 29. So give 29 and press equal. Then you are getting the value of X equals minus 5.19. Exactly the answer we got here. Right? So if you need to get the value of Y, then what you need to do is, again, you need to press the equal sign. Press the equal sign again, you will get the value of Y as 16.34. Exactly the answer we got here. එහෙනම් අපි මේ simultaneous equation එක solve කරලා ගත්ත උත්තර හරිද කියලා අපිට මෙතනින් check කරගන්න පුළුවන්. Right? Are you okay with this? Have you got these answers from the calculator?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So those who have no calculators at the moment, so Mohammed can help them, right? So Mohammed, that is up to you, huh? Okay. අනිත් අයට උදව් කරන්න නං. Right. Okay, others? Have others also got it?
Yes, sir.
Right. Yes, sir. Okay, so Sanduni and Mohammed, others, you can ask for help from Sanduni and Mohammed. right? So once you found these calculators, then how to solve these simultaneous equations. Now your friends are there, Mohammed and Sanduni, so you can ask from them. So Mohammed and Sanduni, please help others. Huh? Okay, then how to
Yes,
go
sir.
back? Okay, how to go back to your original? See, now on your cal display, now you cannot add or deduct or you cannot perform something like that. Neither. How you can go back to the beginning? Yes, the answer is here. What you need to do? You need to reset. You need to reset. Press Shift Mod 3 equal AC. Then you will get back to the original screen. Right. Okay. Quickly get the answer here. Sorry, not here. The 12th one. For the 12th one, we should get the answers as x equals 7 and y equals -2. Check from the calculator, you are getting the same answers. Calculator බලන්න මේ answers එනවද කියලා. It does not take a minute, right? විනාඩියක්වත් යන්නේ නැහැ ඔක practice වුණාට පස්සේ. Check whether you are getting these answers, whether you can get these answers from the cal by solving this simultaneous equation. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Right. So that is the way. That is the way, and use this trick to check or to verify that you have got the correct answer. එකපාර ඔය වගේ කෙලින්ම simultaneous equation solve කරන්න හැවොතින් කැල්ලකින් උත්තරය අරගෙන නිකම්ම ලියන්න එපා. procedure එක follow කරන්න. Then get the answers, and to check whether you have got the correct answer or not, then you can use this trick from the calculator. And if it is for something from the application side, then no need of having those procedures. Then you can develop those two equations or three equations maybe. Then you can get the answers from the cal and have it as your final answers, right? So that is the benefit that you can get. FX901. Give me a second. Huh? Sorry. Yeah. So those who have these different different versions of calculators, right? You can see your version in the calculator, right? Calculator එකේ mention කරලා තියෙනවා යාළුවගේ version එක. ඔයාලා දැන් මේ MS මම කිව්ව versions වලින් පිට version එකක් නම් තියෙන්නේ. You just search it in the YouTube, right? So most of yes, right? For most of these versions, there is a way to get these answers. So since I'm not using those different versions, I'm not that familiar. So you can simply search on the YouTube how to find or how to solve simultaneous equations using, then have your version fx991es or fx901 MSRES version mentioned. With that specification, you can search, right? Then there will be so much of tutorials available. Okay. Right. ES versions තියෙන different versions තියෙනයි කලබල වෙලා වෙනියව ගන්න යන්න එපා. ඒ වගේනුත් පුළුවන්. පොඩ්ඩක් YouTube එකේ ඔයාලගේ අර version එක mention කරලා පොඩ්ඩක් search කරලා බලන්න. අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම හැම version එකකටම වගේ හොයන්න විදිය tutorials තියෙනවා. So you can find many tutorials regarding how to get these answers from your calculators of different mentioned versions. Right? Okay. Then we'll move to part D and E. So I will do only one of these. So what I need to do? Part D or part E? මම මේ දෙකෙන් එකයි කරන්නේ. part D කරන්නද E කරන්නද? Yes.
D කරන්න.
This one, no? Right. Okay. Part D. Part D. X minus y minus 2z equals 4. X minus y minus 2z equals 4. This is equation 1. Then we have 2x plus y plus 4z equals 9. 2x plus y plus 4z equals 9. This is equation 2. Then see, since there are 3 unknowns, in order to get the values of these 3 variables, we should have at least how many equations? 3 equations, right? Then make a part B wage variables තුනක් එක equation දෙකක් විතරක් දීලා තිබ්බොත් it is impossible to get the values of x, y and z, right? So the third equation is x minus y minus z equals 3. X minus y minus z equals 3. This is the third equation. Right. Okay. When solving simultaneous equations, what is the first thing we do here? අපි කලින් ගණන් වල සමගාමී සමීකරණ විසඳද්දී මුලින්ම මොකද්ද කරගෙන හිටියේ? එක variable එකක absolute values සමාන කරගෙන හිටියා. ඒක අපිට variables දෙකක් තිබ්බද තුනක් තිබ්බද හතරක් තිබ්බද කියන එකේ අදාළ නැහැ. The first thing we need to do is what? We need to make the absolute value of one given variable similar. That is the first thing we need to do, right? Whether we have 2 variables, whether we have 3 variables, whether we have 4 variables, right? That is not an issue. First, we need to make the absolute value of one variable similar. අපිට දීප original equations වල කවුරු හරි එහෙම සමාන වෙලා ඉන්නවද? නැත්නම් අපි වෙනම equations develop කරලා සමාන කරගන්න ඕනද? In D, what we need to do here? Do we need to go for the separate equations or in the given original equations, is there a variable with similar absolute values, with equal absolute value? But x column here, x, 2x, x, different, right? Different absolute values are there. Z, 2z plus 4z minus z, again different absolute values with respect to z. But what about y? Minus y plus y minus y. What about the absolute value? That is 1. Equation 1 walat y wala absolute value එක එකයි. Equation 2 walat y ගේ absolute value එක එකයි. Equation 3 එකේ y ගේ absolute value එක එකයි. එහෙනම් y ගේ absolute value සමාන වෙලා තියෙනවා original equations එකේ equations තුනේම. එහෙනම් අපිට අමුතුවෙන් equations build up කරන්න දෙයක්. එහෙම සමාන වෙලා තිබ්බේ නැති වුණා නම් මොකද කරන්න ඕන? Then separately we need to develop certain, right? We need to develop few additional equations to make one of these the absolute values of one of these variables in order to make them equal. So as in part D, in the original equations provided, the absolute value of y is equal. Therefore, we need not to develop any additional equations, right? Nang eka thamai first step එක. So here y, the absolute value of y is equal. Then, right, then we need to consider, right, then let's consider the first two equations. අපිට equation දෙක තුන, right, තුන හතර එකපාර බදා ගන්න. අපි හැමතිස්සෙම අපි consider කරන්නේ equation දෙක ගන්න. So let's take the first two equations here. Equation 1 and equation 2. සමාන කරගත්ත එක්කෙනා ඊට පස්සේ දෙවෙනි step එකේදී මොකද කරන්න ඕන? Eliminate කරන්න ඕන. In the next step, we need to eliminate the variable, right? The particular variable which we have made the absolute value similar. So y wa අයින් කරගන්න නම් what we need to do with respect to equation number 1 and 2? Do we need to add or do we need to deduct?
We want to add.
We need to add these two equations. The reason is what? Because the signs are different. In the first equation, we have minus y. In the second equation, we have plus y. The signs are different. Therefore, we need to add these two equations in order to get rid of y. So let's add these two. X minus y minus 2z. For that, we need to add the second one, 2x plus y plus 4z. Equation 1 plus equation 2. X minus y minus 2z plus 2x plus y plus 4z equals 30. See here, minus y to plus y we can cancel. X plus 2x, that is 3x. Minus 2z plus 4z, that is plus 2z, equals 30. So this will become our fourth equation. Now, y ba අයින් කරලා අපි equation එකක් build up කරා. That will become our fourth equation. Right. Then this third equation also we need to compare with one of these. Either you can consider 1 and 3 or 2 and 3. ඔයාලට එක්ක පළවෙනි equation එකයි තුන්වෙනි equation එකයි consider කරන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් the second one and the third one. Right. So I will consider the first one and the third one. Equation 1 and equation 3. Again, I am going to eliminate y. y වයින් කරලා equation එකක් හදාගන්නයි මේ යන්නේ. What we need to do in order to eliminate y, do we need to add these two equations or deduct?
Deduct.
What about others? එකතු කරන්නද ඕන අඩු කරන්නද? Sehani is saying that we need to deduct. Yes. Sandhu, what we need to do? Okay, Bhagya is also saying that we need to deduct.
Minus.
Yes, 1 minus 3 because the signs are different. Plus කියන එකම නෙවෙයි බලන්නේ අපි බලන්නේ ලකුණ සමානද අසමානද කියන එක. Here we have minus, here also we have minus. So the signs are similar, therefore we need to deduct. Right. Equation 1, x minus y minus 2z. From that we need to deduct. We need to deduct the third one, x minus y minus z. It means 4 minus 3. X minus y minus 2z minus x. See, minus minus become plus. So plus y minus minus become plus z equals 1. So this here minus y and plus y we can cancel, right? Minus y and plus y we can cancel, and also x and minus x also we can cancel. x3 minus x3 අපිට cancel කරගන්න පුළුවන්. But our original intention was what? Our original intention was to cancel or to eliminate y. හැබැයි අපිට අර එක කලින් කුරුල්ල දෙන්නේ බානවා කියන්නේ ඒ වගේ opportunity එකක් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ මොකද්ද? අපිට y අයින් කරන ගමන් x වත් අපිට අයින් කරගන්න පුළුවන් වුණා. Then what we will left in our left hand side? Minus 2z plus z, that is what? Minus z equals 1. Divide both sides by minus 1. Therefore, z equals minus 1. z equals minus 1. Variables තුලින් එක්කෙනෙක් හොයාගත්තා. Now, by substituting this, z equals minus 1 to our equation 4 here, we can get the value of x, right? See here, 3x plus 2z. The value of z is minus 1. This should equals to 30. So 3x, 2 into minus 1, that is minus 2. Take this minus 2 to the other side, it will become plus 2. So 13 plus 2, it is 15. Divide both sides by 3. Therefore, x will become equals to 5. X equals 5. So we have found the value of z and also we have found the value of x. Right. So I'll take the remaining here to the side. So we have found the value of x equals 5 and the value of z equals minus 1. So let's substitute this for one of these three equations, right? Let's substitute it to the second equation here. Second equation. Make a second equation substitute කරත් එකයි, first equation substitute කළත් එකයි, third equation substitute කළත් එකයි. For the easy purpose, I have substituted it for the second equation, right? 2x, it means 2 into the value of x is 5. That one we have found. Plus y plus 4z. The value of z is minus 1 equals to 9. So 2 into 5, that is 10, plus y, 4 into minus 1, that is minus 4, equals 9. So y equals, take this minus 4 to this side, it will become plus 4. So 9 plus 4, 13. 13 වලින් මේ 10 අඩුනාට පස්සේ, that is 3. Y equals 3. So the value of x equals 5, y equals 3, and z equals minus 1. Okay. Again, we have followed the same procedure. First, we need to make the absolute value of one particular variable similar. Then we need to eliminate that. So we need to consider pairwise. So here we have considered the first two, and then the third one with one of these equations. then we can eliminate y and build up some other equations. Then accordingly we can get the values of these three variables. Now using your calculator, check whether we have got the correct answer here. කැල්ලකින් බලන්න අපිට මේ එන answers හරිද කියලා. Is it 5 minus 1? Sorry, 5, 3 and minus 1. Check it. How to do it? First you need to reset. How to reset? Shift mod 3 equal of 1. Then we are supposed to solve a simultaneous equation, so we need to go to the equation mode. Press the mode button until you find EQN on your cal display. So under EQN we can see number 1. So press number 1. This time how many unknowns are there? දැන් අපි නොදන්නා පද කීයක් තියෙනවද? කලින් examples වල දෙකයි තිබ්බේ, but when it comes to part D here there are 3 unknowns. Therefore you need to press number 3. Right? You need to press number 3. Then here we have the value of A. Here we have the value of B. Here we have the value of C. And this is our value of D. එහෙනම් A1 කියලා කියන්නේ equation 1 එකේ A value එක කීයද? 1. Give 1 and press equal. B1 value -1. Press equal. C1 value -2. Press equal. D1 value 4. Press equal. A2 value 2. Press equal. B2 value 1. Press equal. C2 value 4. Press equal. D2 value 9. Press equal. Then A3 value, third equation, A value 1. Press equal. Third equation, B value -1 equal. C3 -1 equal. D3, that is 3. Press equal. Then on your cal display you can see this answer. X equals 5. To get the other values, again press the equal sign. Then you can see y equals 3. Again press equal. Then you can see the z value equals -1. So we have solved this simultaneous equation correctly. අපි මේ ගාන හරියට ඉස්සඳලා තියෙනවා. Are you getting these answers? Mohammed, Sanduni?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Then part E here, you try it at home, but for the moment, using your calculator, tell me what should be the values of A, B, and C here. Example E or try karanna, but for the moment, take the answers directly from the calculator and tell me what it should be, the values of A, B, and C here. Yes, the 30 seconds task. Yes, answer is 1. Yes.
X equal 1, y equal 1, z also 1.
Right, so here this time we do not have these figures as x, y, z, so we have it as A, B, and C. So it is an easy task, right? You can substitute. Now පළවෙනි ඉන්න එක්කෙනා තමයි අර x කියලා දාන්නේ. මෙතන z කියලා දැම්මත් it means x. කැල්ල එකේ ගන්නේ මෙයා තමයි A, මෙයා x, මෙයා y, මෙයා z කියලා තමයි කැල්ල එකේ ගන්න. Right. Okay. So A equals 1, B equals 1, C is also equals to 1. So if you have solved this simultaneous equation correctly, following the procedure, then you should get these answers. Okay. So this one you try it at home. Right. Can you manage this one, part E? Yes, A equals 1, B equals 1, and C is also equals to 1. Can you manage this one, part E, or do you need my support here, part E? Part E or manage කරගන්න පුළුවන්ද? Mihiri, Bilmi, Pavitra, you can manage, no? Okay. Right. The medal is here. උත්තරත් දන්නවා. හරියට හදුවොත් මෙන්න මේ answers එන්න. A and B and C all are equals to 1. Right. Okay. So here, example 12. Example 12 means this one, right? In example 12, the answers we got was what? X equals 7 and Y equals minus 2. X equals 7 and Y equals minus 2. Those are the answers we got for example number 12. See, the two equations given in example 12, 2x plus 3y equals 8 and 3x minus y equals 23. So these have been put onto a graph. Meala graph karotin 2x plus 3y equals 8 kenekena graph karotin, we will get something like this in the red color, a straight line denoted in red color. If we graph this one, 3x minus y equals 23, we will get a graph like this, right? Which is represented in blue color. And by solving the simultaneous equations, we got these values for x and y. And see the place, the point where these two straight lines, right, met. May straight lines then දෙක හම්බ වෙන තැන බලන්න. එතනට අදාළ x value එක කීයද? Yes, what is the x value? That is 7. That is what we got by solving the simultaneous equation. X equals 7. What about the value of y? මේ දෙන්න හම්බ වෙන තැනට අදාළ y value එක කීයද? That is minus 2. That is exactly what we got by solving this simultaneous equation. Right? Look at example number 13. The answers we got was what? X equals 3.5, y equals 2. X equals 3.5 and y equals 2. So these are the answers we got for example number 13. Example number 13, දීපු equations දෙක graph කරොතින්, right? We will get something like this. And see the point where these two lines met. At that point, what is the value of x here? That is 3.5. The answer we got here by solving this simultaneous equation. What about the value of y? That is 2. The value we got here. So there are 3 methods to solve simultaneous equations. එහෙනම් සමගාමී සමීකරණ විසඳන්න අපිට methods 3ක් තියෙනවා. What is the first one? පළවෙනි method එක මොකක්ද? Using calculation, right? Using calculations. අපිට අර procedure එක follow කරලා variable එකක absolute value සමාන කරගෙන යාව ඉස්සෙල්ලා eliminate කරගෙන ඔය වගේ අපිට calculations through simultaneous equations විසඳන්න පුළුවන්. That is the first method. And the second method is what? Using the calculator, right? Using your calculator, we can get the values of, we can find the variables of simultaneous equations using the calculator, right? And then what is the third method? Third method is using graphs, right? Using graphs. graph සඳින දන්නව නේද? x වෙනුවට අගයන් ටිකක් ආදේශ කරලා ඊට අදාළ y values ටික හොයාගෙන x එකේදී y කීයද? x බිඳුවේදී y කීයද? x දෙකේදී y කීයද? You can mark these point and get the straight line. Those are very simple stuff. Huh? So using graphs also you can find the values of x and y. The values of simultaneous equations. Okay. Right. Then this one, the application, right? Application of simultaneous equations. So here I have given you two sums under example number 15, and I want you all to try to attempt these two sums, right? So before we are having our next session on the coming Tuesday, I want all of you to attempt to these two sums here under example number 15. Okay. එතකොට simultaneous equations කොහොමද application side එක test වෙන්න පුළුවන් කියන එක ගැන idea එකක් ගන්න තමයි ඔය ප්‍රශ්න දෙක දාලා තියෙන්නේ. So you attempt these two at home and come up with answers for the next session. Okay. Right. So with that, we'll wind up the session for today. So on Tuesday, we will discuss on this one, the application of simultaneous equation, and as well as we will move to our last type of equation, which is quadratic equations. Okay. Right. So anything to clarify up to now? Anything to clarify up to now? මේ වෙනකන් කතා කරපු දේවල් වල clarify කරගන්න දෙයක් තියෙනවා.